a demonstration of the most powerful NLP technique. Keep watching. I'm Damon Cart, this is Life Mastery Gym, and I teach people just like you cutting edge NLP processes and techniques so that you can master your life and take charge of your destiny. So if that sounds good, make sure you click that subscribe button right down here so you can get these videos on a regular basis. I did a video on re-imprinting, which I will link right here down below, and I think right here too, on the corner of the screen. Lots of people said they wanted to see a demonstration of re-imprinting because it is such a powerful NLP technique. And it is a little difficult to find someone who will volunteer for something like that because it often does become emotional, but it often doesn't. It doesn't have to. And what you're going to see in this video is a demonstration of a transformation through the process of re-imprinting. And you will see Deb go through some changes. Turn on your sensory acuity skills because you will catch a lot of this. But she doesn't get terribly emotional, and that's the thing about transformation. It doesn't require that you get emotional. It doesn't require that you burst out in laughter. It can happen that way. That doesn't mean that it's not a transformation if those things happen, but it certainly does not require those things. If you want more information on how to go deeper, how to transform yourself, create predictable transformations at will, there will be a link in the description as well. It's an assessment, and that assessment is the best place to start if you want to do this for yourself and you want to go further. All right, so we have Deb, and she volunteered for a demonstration that, once again, we hope is a re-imprint, so I can demonstrate re-imprinting, but as is always the case, we don't really know if we have an imprint that you're dealing with. We won't know until we actually get in there and see what's going on for you.
Yeah.
So the intention here is to find an imprint and re-imprint, but we don't know. We'll have to see. But if not that, hopefully something else useful comes out of it that, for the viewers out there to watch. Okay, so tell me what's going on for you.
Okay, so cut me off if I give you too much detail. I was uncovering a negative voice in my past, and the voice led to a memory, and the memory is just an image of this person in my life holding an object. It was a check. It was like, money, like a check, and I was probably about 12 years old, and I don't know why that image always stuck with. Well, I didn't know until very recently why that image stuck with me, but I think it signifies a lot more than just an event, if that makes sense.
So describe either the belief you have that you think is limiting you, or at least the feeling. Like sometimes people can't really describe the belief and how it affects their life or limits their life, but they can clearly describe the feeling. One of each, or both, or either or, would help in knowing where to go with this.
Well, I think it's that voice, that message that you're not good enough.
Mm-hmm.
Which is funny because I have plenty of examples of success and stuff like that, but just a feeling of I can't do this because I might fail or I'm not good enough, and so I think that's just held me back. Is that what you're looking?
Yeah. So let me ask you, good enough for what?
This probably goes down several avenues.
Wait.
Like,
yeah, this is where I want to stop you because you're about to go into content. Fill in the blank, and if it takes you some time, sit with this.
Okay.
You're not good enough for what? Give it a moment.
No, I know. I have
Okay.
It's two answers. It's a relationship, like the relationship that I desire, and to succeed in business, like on my own.
And if you're not good enough to succeed in a relationship and you're not good enough to succeed in business overall, what does that make you not good enough for?
what enough for, did you say?
So if those things are true,
Yeah.
if you're not good enough for a relationship and you're not good enough for business overall, that means you're not good enough for what?
I guess maybe, I don't know if this is the right track, but like my kids, like I'm always trying to be good enough to show my kids like I can do this. Does that make sense?
So is
I
that
didn't realize.
like a good enough mother or a good enough example?
Both.
So are there doubts of whether or not you're a good enough mother?
No.
I didn't think so. Okay. So maybe you want to set an example and
Yeah.
maybe fighting against something. So is it, so what I'm asking you to do, I guess, is find what is this higher level abstraction.
Yeah.
If generalization 1 and generalization 2 are true, that means what? If you're not good enough for business and you're not good enough for a relationship, what does that mean
Um, that I'm not successful.
overall? Like in,
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah. Like those are making money was like in my memory. If you don't make a lot of money, you're not successful. If you're not successful, you're not a good person. You're not a good mother. You're not a good, all of that.
Okay. And as you're saying that, what's the feeling of that?
Like awful, like, um, very just belittling.
Okay. So hold that gently. Just taste the poison, but don't get sucked into it, right? Just
Okay.
it's just there. It's a feeling,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Like many, many feelings. And holding that, I want you to go ahead and just start to slide backward in time to the most recent time that you felt that strongly.
In this general sense.
Right, holding this feeling
Yeah.
and connected to this belief. So just when was the last time you had a, I guess, a bout of that where you came kind of face to face with it, confronted it, you felt it strongly?
Well, it probably has come and gone a lot during the pandemic because of a lot of change of life, and circumstance and jobs,
Mm-hmm.
where I want to do more and do these things, but then I bunk up against that.
Okay, when was the last time
Which,
that happened? So like, yes, you've felt it many times, but we want to get a little more
yeah,
specific. When was the last time?
I would say like every couple of days, like even this week.
Okay, so I want, let's get more precise. When this past week?
Well, since we're talking about it now, probably right now.
Well, you're feeling it now because you're talking about it, and that's what we
Yeah.
want to do. We want to get present with this and
Yeah.
get a sense of it. And
Yeah.
if you go back in time, just recently, when
I
was
would say yesterday.
okay? Yesterday.
Yeah.
Now, as we're going back in time, just go back to the earliest time you remember this feeling and something along the lines of this belief. It might not have been those exact words, but it fell in line with this belief that you have.
Yeah. It takes me right back to this memory.
Okay.
Yeah.
So you were about 12 years old.
Hmm.
Okay. So what I want you to do is really associate into that 12-year-old you as if you're actually there.
Okay.
Okay. And then what I want you to do is step behind this incident, meaning step into the past right before this happened.
Oh, okay.
And then check in. Do you have that feeling? Do you still have that belief before this incident?
No.
It's gone.
Hmm.
Okay. So that's interesting. Now, you said there was one other person in this.
Hmm.
Were there any other people?
Well, like there's two people besides me. Is that what you mean?
Yes.
Okay.
And is it only the one that seems to have the most significant role here, or does the other person seem to play a very significant role here as well?
They both play a significant role. I look at the one person, who's like right here that's in that event,
Mm-hmm.
um, was kind of like the bad guy.
Okay. How can
But
we refer to that person so you don't tell me who they actually are, but we can refer to them, that person?
call them, say that again.
What name or placeholder can we give this person so that we can?
I guess person A.
Okay, person A. And so we'll
Okay.
call the other person person B.
Yeah.
And then there's 12-year-old Deb.
Yeah.
Okay. So you seem very associated into this, which is good. You were saying, well, the person's here, like they're right in front of you. Getting that feeling that you have as 12-year-old Deb, what
Mhm.
is what do you think you need here that's missing for you?
And I had thought about this a little bit before.
Well, now
I
you're disassociating.
oh, sorry.
We're gonna check in with that.
Yeah,
But right
yeah.
now,
Okay.
just checking with the feeling of being 12-year-old Deb.
Yeah,
Okay, we kind of know what the feeling is because you talked about it before. But
yeah.
what I want to know now is what do you want here that's missing?
Um, I guess understanding where that other person was coming from.
Now
Because I was,
you're disassociating a little bit more.
yeah. I
So
guess I was like kind of bewildered. Like,
okay,
I mean,
so
I remember just
it might be too much. So let's step out of her, and I want
okay.
you to stay inside the memory, but
Yeah,
you're you at your age now with all of your resources and knowledge and understanding.
yeah.
But you're still inside the scene, so you can see you and let's give placeholders here. So
Yep,
that you're in the memory,
yep.
but you're disassociated from your 12-year-old self. So where is your 12-year-old self right now?
Like right here,
Okay, and where's person A
here,
and person B?
here.
Okay. Now, looking at your 12-year-old self, knowing the resources you have now, knowing the understandings you have now, the knowledge you have now,
Hmm.
looking at her, what does she need that you now have that she didn't have at 12?
Um, I
Or that
know
she's
this is
not
like,
accessing, or that she's not accessing within herself?
yeah. Um, Probably love. Um, the opposite. She was feeling judgment. So,
Mhm.
um, whatever the opposite, acceptance, I guess maybe is
Okay.
that.
Love and
Um,
acceptance. Yeah.
yeah, and it's a lot more than what I needed. And I know this isn't what you're going for. It's what the other two needed.
We'll get to that.
Yeah. Okay. Because
So,
I was. It was. Yeah. Go ahead.
okay. So you know what it's like to love, to be loved, to be lovable, to be loving. Would you say all those things? You're well acquainted with those experiences, and love is a resource within you.
Yes.
You have kids. I'm sure
Yeah.
you're very well aware of how much you love them. So
Yeah.
you feel that inside. You know it's there, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So step into that 12-year-old you and give her that. So she is you.
Hmm.
So just step into her and give her that from the inside.
Hmm.
And stay with this until you have a sense that she really has this now, that it's not something you have to constantly give her, that it's just there. It's just present.
Right. Yeah. It's hard because it was so conditional, if that makes sense.
Well, right.
Um,
So it's conditional if she thinks about it externally, but
yeah.
your love that you experience as an adult from within you, there's no conditions on that. You just
Right.
know that it's there. You know that you can give it and you can receive it.
Yeah.
So, but she doesn't know that. It's really inside of her already.
Yeah.
And so what you're just doing is you're making her aware of it, that this actually comes from within. And yeah, it sucks if you feel like it's people who should love you aren't, but it's different though. It's a very different way to deal with a situation like that when you know that it's really inside you and it can't be taken from you.
Yeah. I understand that. Yeah. Okay. It feels better.
Okay, but I still get a sense that there's something.
I feel like I'm coming into it. Like it's, what's the word? integrating.
Okay. So what needs to happen for her to really experience that love from within? Is there resistance to this?
There's a
Just,
little bit of resistance.
yeah, I can tell.
I mean,
Uh,
it wants to happen.
but there's a part that's not too sure. So let's go to that part and ask that part, what is the positive intent of resisting fully accepting and fully experiencing her love from within at this age?
Trying to keep me safe.
Okay, so if she resists love, that keeps her safe.
Hmm.
Ask her how.
Because you can't get hurt if you're, does that make sense? You can't get hurt if you're not opening your heart to that.
So what hurts though? Is it the feeling of someone not loving you that hurts? Or the feeling of not having love? Is that what hurts? Or is there something else that hurts?
Um, it's the kind of like, if I hold you away, you can't hurt me. Um, and that keeps me safe.
Okay. So I'm
Um,
still not getting the connection to resisting accessing love from within herself.
it's
I
a
get,
trusting thing. It's like if I know that I'm safe and can relax into it, then I'm like, okay, as long like I don't have that feeling that you're going to hurt me, then I can feel that love, and maybe that's going too external. Um,
okay, step out of her. Okay.
okay.
Do you feel love from within yourself?
Yeah.
And is that independent or dependent on someone else?
I would have to honestly say both. I mean, the love for my kids, and then, but um, also, again, I think I feel a little bit the way she does. Um,
And what is that?
being honest, that conflict, like I'm not all the way there, and I'm not all the way there here with the 100% love within. Um,
Okay. Do you want to be there?
yeah,
Okay. And is there any good
it's a
reason?
stuck feeling.
Okay. Is there any good reason not to be there?
No.
Okay. But there's something objecting.
I think it's that safety thing again.
So I'm trying to understand that because if you can access love from within yourself,
Yeah,
to me that seems much safer
just from
because
myself. Yeah.
because it, you,
Yeah, I do want to get there, and I understand. I think I was going external. Um, I have no objection to that.
okay. So let me ask you, if there was no one around in your presence right now, would you still experience love for other people, love for yourself, love, just experience love regardless of people are around or not?
Yes.
Yeah. I mean, you don't know me very well. And so you might feel a general sort of humanity love for me, but you don't know me well enough to have that kind of relationship.
Right.
I can get that you are experiencing love when I ask you to. I was just by asking you, is it possible? And you're like, yeah, of course. Okay.
Yeah.
So you love your kids, but your kids don't have to be here in the room with you for you to love them.
Right.
And even and you know, uh, it's not necessarily a pleasant thing to think about, but even if your kids didn't love you, you would still love them.
Yes.
Yeah. So it's not dependent on them. You love them.
Right.
And that also means that if you can do that, this thing called love must also exist inside of you, independent of whether or not someone else is validating it for you
Yeah.
or saying they love you or expressing some sort of love toward you or even just there for you to express your love. Love is in you. And
I think that just transformed this just transformed that 12-year-old self.
okay, well, I don't want to
I
jump on that.
felt that. I felt it like just go in me.
Okay. Well,
Like
good. So yes, so like when your 12-year-old self makes decisions about what she was feeling at the time,
yeah,
which sounded like it had a lot to do with protection, and that's
yeah,
normal
yeah,
because she doesn't at the time, or maybe she does now, understand that your love is independent now. So this was like
yeah,
an old program, but you've grown up. You self-validate love. If you know, if you move to a new city and no one was around that who you knew, and someone said, "Are you a loving person?" You're gonna be like, "Yeah," and it's just like it's something inside of you, right?
right.
Okay, but I don't think the 12-year-old you quite understood that at the time
No.
because a child understands love more in terms of either mom and dad love me or they don't love me, and they often erroneously think that it has nothing to do really with what is coming from them, that they also have that love.
Yeah.
And when you're in a situation where there's a lot of tension and it feels like love can be withdrawn from you, that it's conditional, then you can start making all sorts of decisions about love that make sense at the time, but later cause problems because they're just not true and they're very limiting. Okay.
Hmm.
So what we're really wanting to do is update this 12-year-old you so she can, sounds like she's been a little bit isolated here. Like this has been a part of
Hmm.
you that's been isolated. So think about how you love in the world. And that if you can do that, it must be coming from within you. If you love your
Hmm.
kids, you love your husband, you love your friends, you love family, you probably have a general sense of love for mankind, humankind.
Hmm.
And
Yeah.
so when you, just by me asking you about this, can you feel that inside of you?
Yeah.
Okay. Take that and then step into and associate into your 12-year-old self and just give her that and let her know that this was always here,
Hmm.
and just let her, when once she has an understanding of this and feels it, let me know.
Hmm. Makes my heart beat faster.
Good, good, good. Just breathe into it.
Hmm.
Become her and feel this love that you have within you.
Ooh, yeah, that's crazy.
What's crazy?
Like I feel like it's like that integration. I feel like it's stepping in, like like it's seeding now. Does that make sense?
Yeah. But I also still feel like you're not fully associated because you keep nodding your head. And it
I feel like it's moving.
okay. So keeping that love, really
Yeah.
become that 12-year-old you and experience that love from within. And it's more about noticing it because it is already there in her.
Hmm.
She just
Yeah.
doesn't know it. And remember to breathe. And what's it like to, at 12, in this situation, really feel that love really is inside you?
Yeah, it's making me teary
Okay.
in a good way.
Yeah. Just breathe in.
Yeah.
And there might be some resistance and objections just because she's been holding this for so long, but she can let it go. And if there is a real objection that needs to be addressed, we can certainly do that.
Yeah, I'm now getting like audio, like,
Good.
you know what I mean? Like, it's like saying I love you.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it's a little like, you know.
Yeah, there's some skin tone changes I can see too. So that this is tells me that something's shifting.
Yeah.
Is there any objections to really having this love within you, that it can't be taken away, knowing that it's there?
No, none.
Okay, good. So go ahead and step out of her, and then I want you to just look at her, and is anything different about her now?
She's not as confused. She's like, oh, okay. Like the look on her face before was like, what? Like what? You know, and now it's like, oh, okay.
Good. Sounds good. Now, you also mentioned acceptance because she was feeling judged.
Mm,
And do you know what it's like to be just accepting of people and accepting of circumstances that you can't change? Like, there are things that we can influence or change, and of course, we want to do something about that if it's important to us. But there are some things we can't change. We can't change how other people think. We can't change how other people act or behave, especially towards us. I mean, we can try to influence it, but we don't have control.
mm.
So, do you have has there ever been a time when you experienced that kind of acceptance?
Me accepting other people or other people accepting me?
No, you accepting other people and you just accepting like a situation that maybe you didn't want or didn't like, but you just realize there's nothing you can do about it, so you accept it.
Yeah.
So you know what that feeling is like.
Yeah.
Right? Where do you feel it most in your body? Okay. So take that feeling and then step into your 12-year-old self, fully associate, become her, and give her this acceptance.
Whew. That's crazy to add that on top of the love. Like instead of her being over here now, it's like here.
Hmm.
It feels a lot better.
Good.
Okay.
All right.
Oh,
Step out of her and now look at her. And what does she look like now?
now she's actually happy.
Good. Good. Does she need anything else?
Um, a hug.
All right. Well, you can imagine doing that if you want.
Yeah. Yeah. I feel like we just high-fived each other.
Excellent. Okay. Now, person A. Go ahead and associate into person A just to get a sense of what their perspective and worldview is like, and especially as it relates to this situation.
Yeah.
So go ahead and fully associate. Just get a sense of
I'm
that.
there.
Okay. Okay. Now step back out. And what do you think person A needs in this situation?
Love.
Okay. Anything else?
More love.
Okay. All right. And we already know you have plenty of that, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So go ahead and step into person A and give this person love.
And compassion.
Add that into.
Yeah.
And as person A, who is now experiencing love and compassion, look over at 12-year-old Deb, and what do you see?
See someone with a lot of potential that I want to push.
Okay.
So
So,
that's my intention.
so let's, if we were to rephrase push with love and compassion, adding love and compassion into it, what do you get? What word or words come out?
Wants the best for, to motivate, so that this person is, so that Deb is successful. And
So through
but
love,
also now in a better, loving, more compassionate way.
yes. So through a more loving and compassionate way, you can encourage Deb. You can support her, motivate her, validate her, right?
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So go ahead and step out of person A, and now observe again Deb and 12-year-old Deb and person A. Is
Mhm.
anything different between them?
Yeah. It's a better connection. It's a better understanding.
Good. Wonderful.
Yeah.
All right. Take a look over at person B.
Okay.
Step into person B. Get a sense of their perspective, their worldview, especially in this situation. And even look at 12-year-old Deb, just surveying how it is to be this person in this situation.
Mhm. Okay.
Now step out of person B and look at person B, and what do you think this person needs?
Love.
Okay. Does compassion work well also?
um, I feel that they needed it. Yeah, they needed compassion. They didn't need to give compassion. They needed it, right? Does
They
that
need
make
it
sense?
from within, right?
Well, ultimately, yeah,
Yeah.
they were seeking. So yeah, yeah.
Well, so anything that you're seeking is because you're
Don't
uh,
have your,
well, you're blinding yourself to that it already exists inside you.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Yeah. So in addition to love and compassion, does person B need anything else?
Um, Peace.
Okay. So you're already well acquainted with love. You've
Yeah.
been working with that for a while. So go ahead and step into person B and give person B love, just like you did to yourself and then person A.
Hmm. Okay.
And then add in acceptance.
They really needed that.
And then compassion.
Okay. Okay.
And peace. Okay. So go ahead and step out of person B and just look around. You can see person A, person B, and 12-year-old Deb. And what's it like now?
Much better.
Good.
Much better.
And I think we
It's
can,
like just cords were just cut. You know how like tension just.
yes, yes, no, that sounds very nice. And I think we can actually tune this up just a little bit more. So with person A, go ahead and take peace and acceptance and step into person A and give that person peace and acceptance. I'm not sure that we thoroughly did that.
Okay. Although person B needed the peace more.
Okay, that's good to know. But we're just being a little extra thorough here.
Sure.
And then while you're here in person A, just check in. Is there even any more that could tune this up, make it better that this person might need?
Even though this person had success, I want to say they needed that too.
So they
Um,
may have had external success, but they may not have felt successful. And that could have been something they projected onto you because they
Right.
didn't know how to deal with it.
Right.
And that would have had a strong effect on you at this age.
Yeah.
So add in the feeling of success.
Yeah, that helps.
So if this person felt successful, you think this might have changed the way they communicated with you?
Yeah.
I think so.
Mhm.
So go ahead and step out of person A, and once again, just take a look around. Do you like this better?
Yeah. A lot better.
Okay, good. Now step into Deb again, one more time, and just check in. Does she need anything else?
No.
Okay, good.
She's just looking around like, why couldn't it have been this way?
Well, in a sense, it is now. So then step out of her and turn to her and tell her how old you are now and that you've had a good life. So what is in front of her is good. You know, there will be challenges, but in general, life is good. Tell her what your life is like now. You have your own family, your own kids, and I would say for the most part, you're happy.
Mhm.
So let her know all these things and communicate it to her in a way that she understands.
Okay. Okay.
All right. Does she understand? Does she receive the message?
Yeah, she's excited.
Okay, good. And then if there possibly is any other message you would like to give her, anything else you would like to tell her, this would be a good time to do that. Like, watch out for that guy in 12th
It's
grade.
let me I don't have enough fingers and toes.
But any maybe more general messages that
Yeah.
would be of benefit to her.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Lots of them. Yeah.
Nice.
Mostly it's just gonna be okay.
Yeah, it's going to be okay. Even
Yeah.
at the hardest times, the worst times, or the times where things seem like they're absolutely catastrophic. In the end,
Yeah.
all okay.
And they have been. Yeah.
Yeah.
But we're still here.
Okay.
Yeah.
Now let's walk with her
Okay.
as she grows up and notice as you move through the timeline as she's growing up that there may have been times where she could have she would have been great to have a reminder of this love that's inside of her, this acceptance that's within inside of her, because sometimes we get distracted, you know, and somebody we feel like doesn't love us, and then we get caught up in that and forget that we possess more love inside of us than we could ever need. So go ahead and grow up with her. And if you see any times like that, go ahead and take a moment to stop there and add in these resources of love and acceptance.
Okay.
And let me know when you come to present day.
Okay. Okay.
All right. So now that you're here and she's full grown,
Mhm.
at whatever your present age is now,
Are you asking?
no, watch her continue to grow into the future and growing with love and acceptance, and the love and the acceptance within her grows as she continues to get older, as she continues to move into the future. You know, see 1 year from now what this is going to be like now that you've resolved this limitation, you've reconnected fully with your love and your acceptance. And what is this going to be like in a year? as you grow with this? What is it going to be like in 5 years, and then in 10 years?
Awesome.
Do you have any objections to that?
No.
So what is your belief about this now? When, as you know, before there was this not enough, and the thing about it was that the not enough was lacking so many pieces to that statement, because like it's such a vague statement,
Mm.
which plays into the feeling. It's like it's just a feeling, and if you don't have really good details about what that actually means or what is creating the meaning of that, then you kind of just stuck with a feeling. So we broke that down a little bit, and then we got to the feeling, and because it really is rooted in the feeling, we have to deal with that. So are you still not enough, or do you have another understanding, a new belief?
Oh, I have it's all better. Like it's all like I just look back now and it's just better. And so I understand that. And so I feel differently now.
What do you
And
believe?
so
What do you
do
believe?
I feel, do I believe it now?
No, what do you believe now?
Um, I believe I have everything in me that I need to be successful, to be the example that I want to be with my kids, and to create the future that I want.
Are you enough?
Yes.
Nice. I like that very congruent, quick answer. That tells me that it worked, most likely. Do you have any objections to being enough?
No.
Okay, good. Well, if there are no objections, I have no further arguments.
Okay. Yeah, don't argue with me about this.
Nice. Thank you so much for volunteering for this.
Okay. Thank
You
you.
were a wonderful demonstration subject to work with, and finally we did get a real re-imprint. I hope you enjoyed that demonstration. It might be something you want to go over more than once, especially if you're a coach, so it can help you in your own practice with your clients, but also in your own practice on yourself. Remember, if you want to take this further, there is a link in the description right down below that will bring you to an assessment. It's a great place to start. It'll help you go deeper in figuring out where do you want to start with your transformation, and where do you want to start in the process, the area of your life that you want to transform first. We take it a piece at a time. It's a few questions. You'll get the results emailed to you. If you like this video, make sure you give it a thumbs up. And if you haven't already, make sure you subscribe and click the bell so you'll be notified when I put new videos out. If you can think of a friend or a family member who would benefit from this video, make sure you share it with them. Take care.